What's up, guys? It's Harrison Kramer here. Today I want to break down the remix that I put out about a month ago, the Hold Me Back remix, and essentially that song is about manhood and how to properly step into that and how to properly operate within that. So I like to break down the song into 3 different sections. The first section involves the guy and the girl. It's the first verse. And then the second section is the part where I start rapping a little bit faster. And then the third section is the second verse as a whole. So these 3 different parts reflect 3 different aspects of manhood that I think are all equally important and that we need to understand if we want to properly do this. So if you haven't heard the song, if you haven't heard the Hold Me Back remix, I'll leave a link above and below. Make sure you check that out before you watch this. So let's get into it. The first aspect that I want to talk about is the first verse of the song, where this guy is involved with this girl, and I've seen it a lot of times where a guy will move on from girl to girl to girl, and he'll tell me that the girl he's currently with is different because she fills every need that he has. And I'm confused by that because that's the same thing he said about the last girl and it didn't work out. So what I think is going on is that we as men sometimes look for what we want and what we feel like we need. And when a girl starts to show the slightest bit of a flaw, we bail and we move on. And which is incredibly hypocritical because we have an amazing amount of flaws ourselves. And so we need to stop this pursuit of looking for what we want and what we feel like we need. Because what this is insecurity of the heart. We're looking for things that will hopefully fulfill us because we aren't secure with who we are. And it's prideful because we're only looking for things that we want. And so we make this idea of the perfect relationship an idol. And that's damaging for ourselves, and it's especially damaging for whatever girl that we've roped into this situation again. So we need to lay down our pride and admit our insecurities, which leads me into the second part of the song, the faster part where I say, "Ask of the King and he shall provide. He made the move and I felt alive." That part talks about recognizing our place within our relationship with God, which is Christ as the head, us as the servants basically. And so once we know our place and our position within our relationship with God, we're able to properly function within other relationships because we recognize it's a relationship of service. And the other thing that comes with that is that if he truly is a good leader, if Jesus truly is who he says he is, then we know that we can ask him for things. And so if we're insecure, address that you're insecure and then ask Jesus for security because he'll give it to you. What he wants is for us to recognize our needs and then ask him for his character traits so that he can put them on us, because we should want to be like him and he wants us to be like him. And so he'd be glad to make that work. And the third part of the song, which is the second verse, kind of talks about what you go to after a long week. And so we all have long days. We have long, exhausting weeks that kind of bring us to the end of ourselves. And when we get to that point, when we get to that Friday afternoon or that Friday evening, we get to choose if you want to pursue something that will make you happy for the weekend or something that will build your character and affect who you are for the rest of your life. And so a lot of people I've seen get to this place of exhaustion, and so they resort to going to the club and just doing all these things that I think is counterintuitive, because what it's actually doing is making you more physically exhausted and is spiritually and emotionally draining you more than you were before. And so when it comes to these decisions that we make after the long days, I think we need to recognize what is going to have more of an impact on ourselves and an impact on the people that we will be involved with, either currently or in the future. And so if we choose to pursue God, we choose to let him be the one who restores us, the one who refuels us, then I think we will be more prepared for what's next in life. So after that long week, that long day, I think we need to choose Christ, we need to choose God so that he can actually equip us and actually refuel us. So that's essentially the breakdown of the Hold Me Back remix. We as men need to know how to properly pursue women with a heart of service and a heart of sacrifice instead of looking for what we want. And also, we need to know our place within our relationship with God, where we stand, and then ask him for things, ask him for what we need with a humble heart. And then third, we need to choose what is going to prepare us and equip us for what we have next. Thank you guys for watching this video. My goal through this channel is to share my experiences and my perspective with you guys through whatever form that may take. And right now that looks like rap music and videos like the one you just saw. So if you're interested in knowing more about that, I'll leave a link in the description to all my social media. That way you can stay updated with what I'm up to, and you can reach out to me if you have any questions, concerns, or comments about anything. Thanks again for watching.